Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity, and today I'm up with more from KSCRAFT and the Folio die. So I've used it again, but this time I want to show you how to store your folios. So I got a new paper pack yesterday and I can tell you I've used most of it up. So I've got the simple stories and I've got the simple vintage linen market. This is their summer pack. And that is basically what you get inside. I just love it. I love it even more when they put their packs on digital, because then you can just keep printing out your favourite sheets over and over again. It's just a really lovely summer paper. So I'm just quickly flicking through because, as I said, I've used a large amount. And I also got the bits and pieces, which is the ephemera. Oh, they actually show you what you get on the back. I'll just zoom you in and zoom you out. So those are the bits and pieces that you get. Right, back to the folio die. Right, I did show you in a tutorial last week how to put the whole thing together and to do flaps. I'm not going to do that today, because what I've done is, using bits of those paper, I've done 2 folios, and I hope I'm not all blurred at the moment. Got a little bit of red cardstock there. And what I did was I cut one out and put a pocket on it and did it exactly the same as I shared in that tutorial. So that's just using 3 sheets and a pocket. And exactly the same here, except I put my pieces together on this one and glued the pocket on last. Now the reason for that is because when you've got it that way, you want to make it that way. So all you do is flip it over so that you've got them going in opposite directions, and then you glue the pocket on. So if you're going to do something like that, make sure you're using a nicely patterned paper so that it's well disguised, if you know what I mean, when you flip them. So now we've got 2 folios, and do excuse my throat, that are opening opposite directions. Now I want to be able to store these and put them into a little book so that I can pull them out, work on them, and put my bits of ephemera in, or whatever I want to throughout the season. And if I share this one with you, this one I've already done. This is the folio that we made last week, and all I've got here is the little cover that I've made for it so that I can store it. Now these are all the flaps and things that we did, so that's what we kind of got up to with that one, and we put all the pockets and bits. But this is what we're going to make, and it's so simple, it really is, and it's a great way to be able to store 2 folios together, so that if you've got some lovely scrapbook paper and you want to use it all as a set, then this is the way to do it. Right, so I'm just going to move those 2 bits out of the way, and I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. So this is my favourite scoreboard for my table. It's the We Are Memory Keepers mini scoreboard, and it's got your envelope marks and what have you on the back for doing envelopes. So this is actually linked in my Amazon links below. So I have got a sheet of 6x8 cardstock, and I've gone for this lovely dark blue, and this is a perfect size for the folio. So 6x8, and all you've got to do is pop it onto your scoreboard and score it at 3.5 inches. That's all you've got to do. So I'm finding my 1/2 inch score there, and I'm going down. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do exactly the same, 3.5 inches. Now what you're left with there is a 1-inch spine, so you can extend the length of this if you want something that's going to have a bigger spine, but a 1-inch spine is fine for me. So now I'm going to turn that over, and you can see those lovely score lines that are helping you. I'm just moving my scoreboard tool and popping that over there. And now scraps from this piece that I cut out, I have got two 6" by 2" pieces, and all I need to do with these is glue them either side of that embossed score line there that you can see. So I've got my glue, and the reason that I'm keeping it flat and I haven't bent it yet is because if you make an error and you go a little bit up the top there, then you can still go and put it into your guillotine and trim it. So we only want to glue 3 sides. I'm looking at this paper and thinking, do I have a good and a bad side? I'll put my glue on this side, and you just want to go down the edge and you want to do all 3 sides. You're leaving the length on the 4th side open. Let's go there. Right, so using your emboss line as your guide, just go in and press that up. Try and get it as straight as you can, but as I said, if you make an error you can guillotine it afterwards. Now this glue does dry clear, so I'm not going to worry about that. So now you've glued that, this bit up here, she says, tapping down even more glue, is going to be open, and we're going to do exactly the same thing on this side. Personally, I do not know of any quicker or easier way to do this. I mean, there's all kinds of fancy ways of doing journal covers and things like that, but this for me, it's just easy peasy. And so once again, I'm going to butt up to that score line and try and get it on as smooth and as flat as I can. But if I'm up or over an edge, then I can certainly go and just guillotine it. Right, I've just capped off my glue again. Right, I've got horrible humidity. I'm going to let that dry and I'll come right back. Okay, so I'm hoping that that is dry enough, and then the next thing you need to do is just bend it on your score lines. So just bring it up where you scored it to get your lovely spine there. Now if you want to use a corner rounder, to round off your corners, then absolutely do that. And if you want to put the entire thing through your laminator because you want a laminated cover, go ahead and do that like this, and then all you need to do is get your craft knife and gently cut down the seam so that you can access your pocket. That way you're going to get a nice waterproof cover if that's what you want to do. But I've got this and I'm going to bend it, and you can see all the glue off my fingers just went all over my paper. Oh yeah, me and my glue, goodness me. So there we go, that's all nicely folded and it's bendable, it's all nice and malleable. And when you do that as well, it strengthens the fibres in your paper. Now we're going to bring in 2 folios that I've already made, and we're going to slide this one, she says, just find your pocket and then just slide that in. Now I'm looking to see if I glued it shut. No, I didn't. I was in a minute of panic there. And of course, the more you use it, the more malleable it's going to become. And then this one is going into here. I'm going to slide that in, and I want to get that nice and straight. Just making sure I'm stretching out that pocket. So now we've got our 2 folios in a binder, which I think when folded out is going to give us about 6 or 7 foot of, creative space. So this is why you do them both the same and then you flip one so that you can do that. And then of course you can decorate down the spine and the inside there with lots of bits of ephemera and whatnot. But it's just lovely to be able to keep projects where you may have a 12 by 12 pack of paper, or in my case 6 by 8, and you just want to keep them all together because you love them and you love all your bitty bobs. So that will just close up like that. You can use ribbon, you can punch 2 holes, you can put an elastic to hold it together. And like I just said, if you want a permanent coverage for your folio, then make it up with your little pocket slits here. Run the entire thing through your laminator and then just gently go down with your craft knife so that this bit is freed, and you'll be able to slide your folio in and just keep having lots and lots of fun. Right. That is what I have for you today, and I do hope you have an absolutely awesome day. And as usual, I'll close the book. All links below. Bye.